Hello everybody, I'm Shailendranath making video for my YouTube channel SNTube Stories. So in this video I am just going to show you how we can bake texture. So I am just going to open the file I have already created for doing things. So texture baking and export object to reuse model blend file. So I am going to open this. So this is a template I have created. So this is I just took a plane and just went to edit mode, and I have unwrapped this plane. So I am getting this UV, and I am just going to add a picture, but I am not doing so right now. I am going to texture paint mode, and I am keeping my shading mode to texture and choosing a green color and painting on this. So the paint is now updated with this image I have already selected before. This is a material diffuse color, and the option of my baking mode is check now clear images before baking, and I am going to tap this bake switch to bake this one. But as I am seeing this warning, no object or images found to be baked. So both are selected, but still this warning is showing. So I found the way how to solve this problem first. So what I am doing now, I am just going to click on this browse image to be linked icon and selecting this image, or rather this is better, go to the edit mode, and still there is no image assigned to this UV. So I am going to open by clicking this icon and choosing this image. So now the plain object is assigned to this image, and now I am going to press this bake icon again. So now as we can see the update, so circular reference to texture, this thing is showing. I am leaving this edit mode. I am going to texture paint mode so that I can change my brush to this red color, and I am also checking this selected to active while I am in the blender render mode. Now I am painting on this object, plain object, and baking again. but this is showing again a clear image. But if we notice that the same image is selected now, so remove this problem. I am going to edit mode and selecting on this image icon and taking a new image, and I'm keeping this untitled name. Now I am going to texture mode and painting. Now on this new untitled image, the baked image has been updated. So now I can save this texture by going to image tab and save a copy of this. I am going to object mode and adding a circle curve. So this Bezier circle curve, when this is selected, I am holding shift and clicking on this plane, right clicking on this plane. So Bezier circle and the plane is selected now. Now I am going to edit mode and under the toolbox, this mesh tools, under mesh tool, I am just clicking on this icon knife project. So this new object has been projected, as you can see. Now I am just going to separate this new object by pressing P on my keyboard, and I am separating by selection. So this has been separated. If I go to the object mode, so this plane has been selected now. I am going to delete this previous plane since we don't require it, as well as the circle curve. I am also deleting this. So the remaining object is still there. So now we are going to texture this new object. So I am going to choose a red color and increasing my brush size to full 500 pixels, and just the sensitive brush sensitivity is I am putting to 1 from 0.700 and just clicking on the center So one shot I have created this color on my new circle plane, and now I am going to bake this one. So as we can see, a new untitled image has been created. Now I can save this one. Now I'm giving a name to this texture and just going to save as image. So this way we can bake our image as we required. So I am also showing you few steps, like I am choose a different color and just going to paint on my new circled material, and by multi-tapping your left click left mouse button, you can take the shape of your new paintings. You just paint according to your requirement and bake it to a new image, and don't forget to save the image. I am overwriting on this texture image. So the other part is I am going to export this model. So before exporting the model, I am going to default mode, and I am also checking in the material shading mode the image is still visible, as well as in the texture shading mode. So I am going to the material mode, material properties, and this is our new object. This is our new object. While this is selected, I am also going to check this texture. So it is showing this generated. Still I have not imported, and I am also going to delete this texture and going to up this one level, the material diffuse color. This is the previous texture, but I am going to import one image to replace this default texture. So I am going to select this to single image and going to open the texture I have created, baked and created. I am accepting. Now the texture image is assigned, but the default name is still there. So I am going to delete this and doing a new material, and the name is by default texture, and I am selecting both and going to open my image again, this texture PNG. Okay, now this texture has been assigned to the material plane, and I am now going to put this to UV map. So I think no, material diffuse color, this should be untitled. Anyway, untitled. Generated not this single one. What is the problem? Anyway, I am going to new texture 1 and this, now this is straight texture of UV. Color alpha. I am going to show this alpha mode to transparent. So if I take a render of this image, yes, the rendered image is showing the circle plane only, and the rest of the square is the alpha layer. So I have checked this alpha on. Anyway, I am going to export this to object mode now. While I am selecting this new object plane, now I am going to export this to wavefont obj file. So I am keeping this under the obj folder and keeping the file name as default. I am just going to check this selection only and keeping the rest adjustment as default and exporting this obj file. So if I open my obj folder, this file has been created. Now I am going to test this, is this working or not. So I am going to press escape So texture, I'm going to edit mode and UV editing. So the problem has been solved. Anyway, I am going to save this first, and I am also clicking on this automatically pack into blend file. So pack to files, and now I am going to save this and going to the default mode, and I'm pressing 0 on my numerical keypad to getting out of camera, and while I am my object is selected, I am pressing shift along with C and then dot to see my object. Now I am going to import the object file I have recently created in this video series, video tutorial. I am going to import the object file to see that everything is okay or not. So this is the file. I am selecting this object file and going to import. Now if I drag a little bit so you can see, and dot to see the object. So the object file is now already textured. To see a nicer look, I am just going to world tab, property tab, and checking this environment lighting on, as well as I am going to render mode and going to the top view, material mode, going to the top perspective and pressing 5 to take it orthographical mode. So this is the new imported object, and this one is the previous one. So if I quit this file and open a new Blender file, my version is 2.79b, and I am going to import the thing. So before that I am going to delete this cube. So if I need the object I have created, I can import to a new blend file. So this is the all about this tutorial. Hope these little tips will give you some information how to bake texture and create a new object file, so we can use the same file again without doing the entire procedure I have shown here. So thank you very much.